Kusambelo ya dabolela Kambielo ya ba usenula kenye yula dabo Kusambelo ya dabolela Kambielo usenula kenye yula dabo Al programa 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 Kusambelo ya dabolela Kambielo ya ba usenula kenye yula dabo Kusambelo ya dabolela Kambielo ya ba usenula kenye yula dabo Yo, assalamu alaikum badimulu. Assalamu alaikum jiberlal watul menu be jiber wala sainte ngani menu fana yalon ko albinala jiber wala nyato. Sale be konton kiling alto la ning al konton wala. Aning albe wato men kono. Tola jamma wala is 4 minutes to 3 p.m. Wato mbal konton na tilibulo la ntela mafon wala. Aning kal konton weekend o fanana. Be duala mo be fana fo ala se dundati lo kono kairo kono fonse abanno kaira ba fana kono ne wo bota je se mari dani pro na banko men katan na Gambia bankoti abe alhalo men kono fo ase alhalo nyin ka falin nyin kamala ko Gambia dingol fana na balwo ase fisano nyamen we can have something to be proud about. Sen parti wo fana konton men kata United Democratic Party ti na Party Leader, the Secretary General, and our President in the waiting, Menkata His Excellency the Lawyer Usiano Numukunda Dabo, and the entire National Executives, Nyebe Konton, na Women's Kafo, and in Foninke Kafolu, na Alpha Kafolu, Yamarla Kafo, Sewol Fana Be Konton, and Inka UDP, Dimo Be Konton, Fonfe Alon Kwebe, Gambia. Say, na UDP diaspora Fana Be Konton, Katambi anin na diaspora kebal kotola menketa mboji sedi kanti menketa na chairman oti aning ala deputy mafode cham aning entire UDP diaspora executives ke be kontong kan na chapter sol be kontong all the various chapters within diaspora ke be kontong kew aning ila chapter member sol be ke be kontong kiling itola ani kontong olla aning ka fo be ko happy weekends. Aninka hakil blando fananke UDP di ngola menialon ko ibe diaspora jang chapter jamal ibela ko tamandi kankaje ko mun ko ibela events all organize la nyameng nyin kamala ko aida fundraising namu wallantu congress lamu wallantu in combination congress and fundraising be anafa moment wala muka kodo nyin kana fulo nyin kafu nyokan patio be fansambala menna. So what are we calling on everybody Pruyela chapter solo, Ali Allah chapter follow bang, Allah chapter la local committees, Ali follow, menweke kange al sakalamda, aso bisamul bekering, preparational bekering, pro chapter bebe la programul kalanyame. So mokana tukoma ibe chapter wo chapter kono alinga katanga beng, nga chapter lu, nga na kuwaluke, nga na fundraising solo ke successfully, ngampare 2026 kama. UDP diaspora fanana congress banyi me along ko akake. Last year, I was in Spain. This year, I came to Seattle, United States. August 1st and in 3rd. So, kual fele bitamakang, preparation ol beke kang asubi fele funtinta, ni momo lafta asubi laka asubi nyinsang, contact details ol be video balale mi yalong ko UDP diaspora yemem funtindi, puru albe alla asubiru albe sor la nyame. What we calling on everybody puru nga kual follow back signing. Activities will be shared in the back every chapter baby activities will cake and no diaspora for an activity buying canal. So what is a chapter follow from beke kang diaspora for an level ibakalam tala ni bela chapter follow kang chapter sol be representatives also le mini along ke be yele information along ka be diaspora level album la chapter level most likely especially in fundraising kuani what be mo be tend to la back en ba be jaila wala aninka mo be sikandi ka attendi ko mongo alinga funding nganna chapter lu ngela kuolu no kam bake ba niwo bodaye alianna safaro jale nga safaro menke kombe menka chala ngani ngaro ko where are the properties many alon ko bagaso lu walando sorefengolu walando bankola sorefengolu many alon ko adama baro aningala masakunda ye wafiro me alonko anisilo manta wo bagasolu ile nyinin karo nyine fundinkel fundindi banta and no hansain we are going to continue asking this question adamo barola masakunda bulokono where are the properties many alonko they were illegally sold to ila Terrikafoo and duniaje mko Terrikafoo wolamu ye molla Gambia bagasolta Gambia la sota fengo fuarol la bagasolu menu nyayalon ko e nyanna kamurun nam fuarul kanne yata ya wafing nyokan komunko Terrikafoo nyala nyame yalon ko haramadi musondo mota afaham lano so nko jumalel mo nyamboti Terrikafoo ya wafing menuma ya wafing jumalel ma wala mu fondinkel ko listo e fonte aning ye kumonyen ya listo ni ya fonte di bang ye Gambia dingolu dahandi kumakuntam fola aning ka Gambia dingul fanan ka molu fananta ka banko tanka ka kodo do fanan bandi me alon ko o fanan beta aduna nyin kisikisiro kunna kisikisiro me alon ko sama fentina balage bawo adama barola masa kunda ye very bad reputation also when you comes to investigations ni ye tax force ni londi tax force kala do ko ke fo wali la findings all fundindi nang ko me yalon ko yewala suute kisikisiro yebala menne ka fundindi nang nin tax force ya fundindi na wato menna adama barole ka dabota aya kunta nyato ako atakela bawo Terrikafoo mo sababe kis do nyon kono men yalon ko luwanya nake bulole kane wallanto ye kuke me yalon ka manke ketati adama ya bulota aya leka wala sabu kabri ye mulla dinding tan say anin fula itolie men fo bat ngakalam ta ko mongo from different sources atara la fo dinding keme anin feng dinding keme anin feng boro me yalon ko yo boro fanan kuruya sambanane bor jawo me yalon ko ita dile dingolla bor jawo me yalon ko ita dile barendingolla bor jawol me yalon ko ita dile wululalla ye wodundi nan Gambia banko kan nyenka malako ila hadumo kan wo boro nyen dunda Gambia banko kan ay Gambia dingol me yalon ko sama wol se kenon na nyaton ko di is kenon minister di there could be anything in the country ya sama nan wo boro e wodindingol befa wo investigation o keda investigation o banda ye recommendation o men dige fendeje me yalon ko atamandita aki itamen fo aki investigation o me yalon ka borana wo aki kurangoning meye na dindingul fa menta for almost 85 Gambian babies femmam funting ak wonyin kono hani bimbe wato mento for how many years now coronavirus biring covid la kodonying abeti nyata loptan dokulal fangol fundita yaitandi nako covid kodo abebe tinyaka ne abebe sunyaka nyokotole akuwa nye Gambia dimol deme molu wulinta yakuwa ndiam but as usual masakunda me yalon ko mantiling adama la masakunda ko ikana kiskis role la wokuwa kono they did the investigations on the COVID-19 phone ye investigation okay investigation o banta recommendation o funtinta nang adama ya dabo lo akan akukuta kelage eko jalosi ngo belorin fota on kan tantango muka kuma andung sain mose fa ngoni nka mune asabu ning investigation o keda for recommendation o fundita adama baro muka sonka investigation o nyina recommendation o taka implement ning ayara tranun ko adama be sulari ne puruka tinyaro banko kan puruka bankola nafulo ka tinya puruka wodang Gambia banko kan ko ning alota mol nyato aka kuma kango menfo ning alota nyato wato menna nang kuma kango men diata daya kafo wala nyenti ko tol men diata ntulo pour ka mo yaka wala fonye bara tebe barala menna ka bara wala this is why akata katen di Gambia di wala ko auditor la report what is just a mere opinion and wala in samanang nyindine wala nyimfunto nyento menkata galati gala ye demand neke masakunda bulo kono pour masakunda be même funtindila wala nyenti ko ye listo funtindi ya listo me alonko entire listo ya be funtindi with transparency but saying adama baro albe adama la tilimbalia lo na watu mena wala nyenti ko mo me adaile ko auditors wala report womu mere investigation that is just a mere opinion woka akata with the same auditor ko wala tax pour wali o ko nyinda ka kisi because I don't want to talk about National Assembly janibe National Assembly tala iben na kodo tinyala National Assembly la extraordinary sittings nyonkuna whereby the sittings allowances nyosodola why not yokodota yadi ye doko nyinta yadi na auditor sola auditors many along we believe they are independent isela forensic report nyin kenole ay funtin na ngalo membe keta mota kubutla mota mo kubutla noje bawo from the experience nga mention na audits ni ye do woke menkete ka wolo funtin dinge so why not ye ko nyinta yadi national audit ye forensic investigation on nyinka ko wala janni bita National Assembly ibe NPP dingo kala je kiyama not me yalon ko lotale e konye ko nyimmanke sunyaroti nyimmanke kuti me yalon ko ndane ma jolamu ye woke chairman oti ano malan ko ye woke political party doti but ni la composition of BGB 98% of composition of the National Assembly members many along ko kata kisirola abemo NPP call let NPP call me along ko e ko memo chairman oti chairman o me along ko ablay me along ko is implicated in how to call it COVID-19 phone yamanig nyameng he is implicated so a corrupt National Assembly member yewota pruka corruption o nyinta ka reveal ka unravel corruption o me along kata fong dabigi anding imalafi ay funting banda because they are seeing this as political yamera Gambia ngol beto nyalon nano wota nyadil so nde I'm calling on nyum funding kilo aning Gambia dingo be mo be nga funding alimbe ngake na hajote alimbe ngake na lonyati kajeko adama baro la mansakunda kan na banko la nafulo katinya enough is enough akanyantale wetara buloko no akanyantale dilu men na fonninkelo koy be fundila kata nyinin karo ke nyin listo nyin na kuonyina bawo corruption o men fana keta Gambia Ports Authority and Gambia Revenue Authority nga fonninkelo moyle wo ko do men fana tinyata woto dantala albea amount o nyim moyle e kebe fundila ko do nyim fana ta ka demand aketa nyaadi le bawo wo fana investigation o keta ko la fo sangi sabanyo investigation o banda e koyte report o fundindila adama baro la masakunda e dabo la report o kan e koyte report o fundindila on the Gambia Port Authority la corruption anen la scandalo me yalon ko fundita je investigation o keda police la investigation o bang baro la masakunda ko e report o fundindila ka bring funding kel yet fongo ke ko be fundila kata o ko nyim fana nyininka kunun ikoye list wallanto ikoye press release furindo la funtindi ka wala fo Gambia de molie so wodo nyi ay mentandi wala mo Gambia de wolo mbe sinya mento dimma wala bula fonga action ota ka je ko adama baro la masakunda sign ni dol mason ka diamo ndol nga julo sidi kamodo ngi saba pour ye diamo banko la nafulo dalilo men ka sabu ngi ka tinya dalilo men ka sabu ning atinyata banko ka kisi la joy ka kisi roke ni pareta adama baro mukason ay kuke akuanyento nimbaro la masakunda manson ka funding kawo kuonyo senene Gambia dingulma woto Gambia dingulu alintolo ngake na do ko bang nka funding nka julota nka sidi adama na la masakunda ka woto nge kuruntu ning tumo me yalon ka liye kuruntu then they will talk, they will tell you where the monies went to, where the monies went to. We must be united in order to be able to fight Adama Barola Masakunda la chronic corruption because Barola Masakunda is chronic to corruption now. They are chronic into it. So Puruka Kele, Abe Gambia Dimula, Kilimbaya, Kilia, Abole, Kabole, Yinina, Benga Kilimoti, Ngala Nyokang, political party difference on Ngabondi Koyin Gala Benyame, Gala Jibe Abenyame. Imuka no jumati because yake Gambia din kulati make political party kuti so tinyaro du ni wobe ke ka banko kan menyan na kete nafa anyan na kenyendo nafa mbele nyan na kana nyokan and we come and work together as a union nganna banko la sama nga kele nganna banko la sama nga noka banko la sama nak ni ba nokan amaka dia e ka kumo bele moy silo nyinka dolbe tolu kuyala dolbe dunela alfa la dolbe dunne komola dolbe kala mo tinyaro wonti dolbe kala mo halakiri wonti bari wobe men kumayata ale mello wala kanyanta nganna banko kanu wala kanyanta ni e banko kanu ko ku yalon ko boy tara silo nyin kan danko nin ku kendolo kete men menke kan o man nyanna kala ku kutati de nga laji usenu wala jël janne ye kuma kan wol men be foma nga politicien dolti janne men yalon ko kuma kan wol men foma ke be sen jamme wol kuma lebe keren ke makam men fo wol ya alaji usenu dabo nyatun ko mi yalon ko Gambia la politiko kono ina ma may hansi nyakele atoy bula ku kono bara jibe ka ko mandi kuwol men ni ya jibe ko mun ko jiko nyen e manji ka sota le be menkela e kata na la wulula le la sain dolbe dunna na ko mola dan nyimbe a be momenti wolon pour que mari giso nyim bondi e be dinkende ya men na pour yebo dinkende ya selo nyin kan yalo ni be dinkuru ngo kala kan e be mo jawol kala kan e be sungolo kala kan e ke parele de because sungo ni ba kala kan akana ni ye kuwo belela dan kontrong sunyaro nyin abetente na nyamen wala sabo ni be kele ka wato menna ibidala ke wulu nyafo hanni ayatara nun ko ite wulu nyani to wulu nyate lala no ibidala ke komo fo hanni ayatara nun ko ila lambe woni la lambe wote lala no bari ka woke mun kamma pour que la dinkende ya nyin ke ay tandi la ko ila dinkende ya nyin ibe kole ya ko la sotla nyato ibe kole ya ko la sotla nyato men yeta ko long ika fanya siri mbamba wol tata menna Nelson Mandela wol they passed through hell jani binala power up to a point that moloka funding ika foko ningil nata momi yalon ko aborana kasolo kono ni wakata man sati dolbe sawuna nga bonyi banko kan ngata banku doto moloka lo ika foko momi yalon ka aborana kasolo kono ning wo ganyeta aketa president wati nyambango kan ndalbe bola jande ngasamu. This is the story, this is the history, you know, how to call it, menketa no South Africa. But Nelson Mandela obviously was a hero. Dunia be aketa hero lad. I remember vividly lumena banda wendra no Istanbul. But kabrenga bantam fonga alon de komungo Nelson Mandela banda, because even the international media ibeba fokang and they start, you know, talking about Nelson Mandela history. But woma sabu mol man kuja palfama. Wata Gambia di wulu ka foko monko ni be lo ring ibe kelo la ita kuma folema ita kuja folema ita kukelela wo manke nkuti me alon ko monya na ka wolu bule sodda mokono ni membo kala nak ita manke politician woti wallanto ila patriotism ning ada agino ka dasra demanding kel. So alenga funding adama baro nyininka ala masakunda ya fo Gambia di wulu ko molla ko dolu le molla sarofo le din solle motolu le tarakitolu le jambandolu le ya jamme sadol men kamana ke dinan ka bonina ka Gambia di wala nafulo dundi kono wolu be le ile motolu ile adama e motolu menu di moro la men nata no kan state house kono 2020 wo motolu le bosolu ile iko ye list of funtinde wala sabun ko cock and bull story, because adama baro ya lonne jumalle li bagasolu sam akoyte ma fer ko perkano jumalle bagasolu sam ya long ya listo long jumalle bagasolu wafima men ya bagasolu sam jumalle bagasolu wafim wolma akoyde mako perkano ya long abe bulokono ara kod be bulokono bari imman son ka funtindi it is sonna ka funtindi, and they don't have the guts ka wo funtindi gambe di wol nyaati wala ibe menna wala mu kan na time ofa ka wato su nyam bulokono nyin kamala ko ila jiko mu nyinati ko na meta do mandinke be nyina la kuola nga kuo fay be nyina la kuola nga kuo fay wokono ibina kudo le fanankela membe nyina la nyin kudo nyina sain Gambia di woli nyin do nyi saring. This is their plan. They only buying time. They only buying time. But they have the list of people, many bagasol you wafing. Of course, we know the panel, many a decision on you make. Unanimously kaje komongo bagasol ye wafing, Amadou Ba, Musa Dramé, aning Dawda Jallow Obatambe, one of them. Yemef. Bagasol be minto leto. Many alonko ima wafing hanim bi. Ya claim ko I wafing tale. Abe bulokono ye dulan long ye liston long. Kenolo many alonko na reserve land sol lelemo. Many alonko ye forfeit from Yaya Jame. Ye di jumale dila. On what condition ye dila? Ya community. Ye kodo mensudigi ya kenyadile. A rekodo bebulu. A listo bebulu. They know everything. Masakunda Adama Barrow aningala Masakunda. They know everything. Aka memfonye ko kudo le bige bagaso la sam kuoto aya lon sain dala kabri Mustafa ye listo nyim bonding woman ke kuti me ya ko Gambia di musala wala ando Gambia di manya naka lawala. Gambia di manya naka lawala. You should never take that word from Adama Barrow. Do not take anything me alonko is from Adama Barrow. At this point, Gambia bete nyamende after nga Adama Barrow long for almost 10 good years, for closer to 10 years now. How many false statements Adama Meldi Gambia Demola? Many alonko later on can find out they are not true. That is the kind of leadership that we have it. And that is the kind of a leader me alonko. He wants Gambians to believe that ko ataman kudol kalamta nyuko nyinkono. He was the overall boss. Me alonko nyuko be ayabela kalamta. He knows everything. Ko nga fanya men ibe watu ole takan ka watu nyinne sunya Gambia demul blokono purun kan nyinanding ko nyinata dena nol men yalon ko dena ni tang sei anim feng ye fanya men I mang funti ka Gambia demul bolo sei menu fana yalon ko I tawtale boro ni yalon ne kama betea ye boro ni samanam. But because of ila connection with Adama Barrow la Masakunda ni ila criminal syndicates ye bula if lebe tama come free, and most of those people, guess what, they still have the line seats. They still have the license. Kabori dol fana sabana Gambia banko nyinkang. Imela lansino busi blokono. Ime bonding la palaso te be melula. But ye lansino sort la handsign. Lansino mi alon ke be borol sambakang. Nyinata wodinding kemo wodinding kemo nyong. Wala saya la nyameng kawol kanate kefa. Nyinata wala nyameng ilaftanga nyina nyindo fana na wala nyama. And ninta mota da famita begina lalal. And we will never forget about this. Gambia Ports Authority, corruption o men beke again. Millions of US dollars. Ye Gambia dimol la tax nyinka besunya wofana nyinata wofana nale katu munaketa ikonya la kay kana investigation la ye taya mosang ameda kudol fundita nyinata ubela. Gambia Ports Authority the same thing now. COVID-19 fund the same thing now. 𝒕𝒉𝒕𝒔 scandal the same thing now. Fatmata Barbaro, $13 million, 13 million US, the same thing now. Na coastal sand mining corruption o me along kay ba wafing kang Adama Barrow la criminal gang and the business syndicates, the same thing now. The briberies Adama Barrow ka memuta businessman ol buloko no kabringa fundita wato men na ko alamang ka mangkunda bungo benyame ngol wulita ngako nyen diamu ya ko nyen fankandi ya kudo fundin kang nyinatala ibe the same thing la nyin corruption ol nga nyun be membe listenante. You know, I forgot Jane Commission. I find in so okay. Your recommendation on Sambanang, the auditors they brought out the recommendations, but I got recommendation on ying Walando auditor la report. Womu miracle to don monkey into Walam Tonyad. Womo Kilimula Canal Wakafonyako, Ate Abe National Assembly Command approval in Wokisi and national audits. The Malong Adamafo Aka. Faka sumusumo la membang sumusum faka wala ming tumando na bediamula auditor la report mo mayor opinion but yet you request for the service of the auditors pruka kuo kisi mayor lonko ite famo akaita amafer ko aya belo ne membe keri nyinkuo kama nga nyinkuo nyi ya jamela nyi bagasol ay men sunya Gambia banko la bulokono aning itol sun sulutol barone ngala sun sulut kafo itol fana ya sunya wo bulokono Ninku manya naka jamva. Ninto nyale be tamakan. Nintili mole be Adama Barrow la masakunda kono. Ning Adama Barrow alafira katinyaro le bangambia banko kang. Ninku manya naka jamva. Ye listo besoto. Min ya sang ya besoto alisto. Ya wafima jelela ya belong alisto. Jumalel ya wafima ya belong. Ya wafima mun condition nakang ya belong. Muntu mala famu ya wafima abe ya belong na kew. Ya belon ne kew wala sabu dinga modol may e koy ka diamule pour ka nyin baraku nyin ka wala difen e ke mira wolu botanang hadam madin kunda jumalato e botanang dunia munto mafande corruption o betenne ninga tata fa dunda society kono fa keta ko society kono sayin adina malum mol ka funtile ke niola ka corruption o ka difen ning afutata wo tembola wato menna lonko wo society nyen abeti nyatale woto Gambia la society nim manglo nga tenteng abebe la hajela because abeti nya kanne mol ka fundinde ka corruption defend hadama dingol ka funding ko ka corruption defend membe ko nyen corruption be nyame mol ka fundile ka defend ni ba defend kay ko ka alquran wala samba nyana ni ba defend kan ko ka alquran wala samba nyana bi nyimbe ko mento nyin corruption be nyamente nyimbe ta kan te nyamente kabrin dindi won lawo fa fo bi nyin Jane Commission na fanko be nyamento the sales the illegal selling of ya jamela assets nyim manya naka Gambia dun te sirim banko kan nin ngem funding kel be fontila wato menna adina kundalo bang na bama kundalo bang a funding kelalo bang mo bele nya naka funding ngake banko kuwati mo bele nya naka funding ngake banko kuwati Wolo nyentiko Adama Barrow la masakunda enough is enough. Banko dingolu manya nakatana batakang kula meya lonko banko bulo madoku. Bare mo dantan ding wolel bulo ka doku ka banko betinya ka banko be batande. Ka banko betinya ka banko be batande. Banko meya lonko hanin na loptanot. Masin kende kendo meya lonko ka mofo mo kisi ke diagnose. Wo mo ka sobege. But you could not come and beg at yan, then ite be along. Ndol being along the co. Ning tiaro menkake hana tiaro a killing. I will massimo adwaring yawn and ninyama, a be full of sotole go massimo conole. Purkajiko Gambia dimul kiskisiro, Jatikendi alakara, as a certain no Gambia local con. But you baby cake a near from Jibe, ye from Yininka, yet a lopano dolto. Many along the combo banco locam, Masakunda lopano meet, Litage equaco, larang from Mokasotige, Mulbela menka. Iko boro fong muka sotige molbe boro mental. Iko hani glo fo molka mentum. No sol ka kumbo glove for like ko amaka soto no to mando one patient it can attend with a single, two patients. No sol ka will attend with one pair of glove. Amankela noti, amankela sawot. Bari wolfana ye wol mela solution noti. Bari wol dum fana jabuyata beti. Bawo ikakura mo membo dingindo bala. Isa sa undi no nyindo balale. Bari hana manki wo fonda mati ikakura mo membo dingindo fana bala. Isa wo sa undi no ita fongo balale. Bari nyembe niaje no sol fana mbe nyembe kala. Ifana be kato dan wala. Kato nyen na kanana munto da nyen kabona munto to wole mu mansa kunda furi ngo membe nyato adam barola mansa kunda. Corruption or bebe woleto. That is the root of the corruption in that country. And that should be our focus. We come together. We come together as a force. Kabarola Masakunda hold accountable for the mismanagement and ila blatant approval of corruption in that country. I heard some senseless souls. Many along they sold their souls to the devil and to their daily survival means. Kaitandin nakamongo. For instance, UDP nyan nakakuolal find out membela internal kodonying abe UDP kono nyame. We want to tell them, they don't have anything to say. Wala sabong, they are doing everything kamol distract. Bao mol many alongo in other countries they should have been executed. Wala nyan nakafale. Mol many alongo ila balwo amanke fendi. Foke ila balwo betinya apologizing upon apology upon apology upon apology. Well, they don't have any moral values to come to the Gambian people, to tell us anything tangible. We don't expect anything useful from them anyway. We do not expect anything useful from those people because that is how they decided. These are the people many along in the society. They don't even deserve to be called fathers. They don't even deserve to have kids. Well, deserve because everybody ila responsibility la mo deno e wala fanye ko itela responsibility mo kedingo kulu nyala me alon kanyi nyata. So if you don't have any of the values ite be no kala la menna ite you don't deserve to be called a father. You don't deserve to bring a child into this world. You might deserve. But shamelessly look at what they are defending today, and they even have the gods ke daile kadiamu Gambia dingoli thinking that womuke can reality. So ndeke sivalu kumandi fureo momi yalan ka mandra baluri ka fure malam like bul fure malam. But bravo to the youths, bravo to the funding kelu. We will support them as individuals. We will support a political movement and support la kajeko Gambia corruption o membije. We hold the executives accountable. Corrupt practitioners many along be Barakang Gambia Banko Kang bring 2018 up to date. Every single month, ika revelation also the me alonko a massive corruption world of thing. Even the donors, kodolo many alonko julo lamu julo. Bilai barola masakunda kurumba. Adam barola masakunda kurumba. I will tell you this. Hani julo many alonko ikata Gambia di untoyala. Alialo ne ko ni julota Gambia di multoyala, let's say World Bank, Polanto International Development Funds, IDF, IMF. Ni julota Gambia di multoyala. Ni 700 million. Ni 700 million you waleta Gambia di multoyala. IMF for instance. Ni nata Gambia bankoka watu mena. Ikafonye lako ye 500 million ye waleta Gambia di toyala 200 million ya bule la jifo kono wakalo nyaadi le nintu mo me yalonko IMF me ye kodo dile me ye donto kodo nyina ni woliye amount o kodo nanka mo yemendi Gambia masakundala ya kila website odo wutu mo mo people understand ko so you look hafonye ko ye 500 million ye waleta when actually IMF ye 700 million US ye already masakundala. Ninsifa jama balle bekeri many alonko. I know of people many alonko. They're combining these things. ka false information di Gambia banku di wala ni Gambia la parliament la ko ye julol menuta ye ta bundal menuta julol nan ka moñi ye menuta ka false figo nyi ndila andu nyinga sone ye bulo kono because how many of us nka jiko mongo we find it necessary kata IMF la website ka jibe Gambia masakunda e julo jalete ya IMF. How many of us? So wala sabu they play along with that line to corrupt the entire system. So come on, the same thing wala kata Senegal. By the time Macky Sall was leaving power, kabring Macky Sall bota power, Macky Sall e julo men nanka mo fo ko membe Senegal la. Kabring Macky Sall bota ge, nyuno nata ge ye kiskisiroke. They compare Macky Sall with the figures many along ko be the borrowing sources. Kodol don't fundamento. Yatarako Macky Sall almost half of Senegal julo membe la Macky Sall makason kafo. Ning billion or trillion 100 trillions US ni will be Senegal la Macky Sall ka maybe 150 million akawolofo. I will attend the Senegal demo la ko wala beje. So kabring songo ning domai kabring data state house ko no ya realize ko Macky Sall Senegal faale daki. Ay Senegal demo landi ko julo membe Senegal la wo julo nanka mo man ra Senegal la sia bata wotile. Asia bata wotile. The same Adama Barrow la masakunda ka wala ke ko nga fale nyame. If you want to understand Adama Barrow, especially in the last 4 years, look at everything that Macky Sall did. And I think the next government is going to be very easy. They know everything about Barrow activities. Aside from nying corruption or many along ko bebe kaitol bala. All what you have to do is to liaise with the Senegalese government. What they found after Macky Sall left power before he go and self-exile in Morocco. Just look at the activities I mean, okay? You apply that to the Gambia, Adama Barrow is corrupt to the core. Barrow is the most corrupt leader, is a main certain modern African society. Modern African society, he is one of the most corrupt leaders, may along with African society. But thanks to the African youth, excluding dollar unfortunate funding kill many along Adama Barrow, those are just so useless. Many along they are aimless. They don't have sympathy or empathy for the Gambia as a country. Excluding those useless youths, African funding kill befunting kananeka jeko to revolutionize African ideology. That is why kunu kabrenga Usman Songoye aning Ibrahim Traoré. That picture means a lot. And to a lot of Africans, that picture means a lot. It means Africans are revolutionizing political ideologies, I think, to bring ways, to put our common, goals together. That's what we have to do. But the corruption within Adama Barrow NPP, Masakunda, wo masibola wati. Masibola wati nitatela understatement of Damadama Jibe from the donor sources, from the borrowing sources, international monetary funds. You can't understand ko these people ya Gambia fale. Ika kodomen nanka mo beta wujo jumoto anika men report. In the Gambia and in National Assembly ka figures of Mendila wolu musangoni banko lati. Saying ika membe kuntuye mo se fon yinenka wakata munto leto. Wokodol wolkata munto leto. You ask yourself, well, they are living the way they are living. Kabanko la kodo ka betinya. Ando nyulel ka loke ka Quran ole fo. Nyulel ka loke ka Revelation 1.6 ka ole quoting ye. So kudos to the funding Gala movement. And a word of advice to Gala movement. Alkana intimidate by anybody. Gala executives, do not allow yourselves to be intimidated by any useless politician within the government. Kafuko kalu selandele. Because that's what we've heard now from somebody may alonko couldn't even account The fertilizers menkana bankokan. Somebody whose ministry couldn't even pay the prices of the groundnuts of the farmers. Meyalonko, they were sold to the government of the Gambia since last year, since last farming season. They couldn't even pay some of the farmers up to date as we are speaking. That is the useless minister who had the guts to go and stand on the political ground to threaten politicians, or politicians many alonko. Those are even Kau politician ol ka foko e bawole arrest la ani fonninkelu ko e bawole arrest la. It shows how pathetic Gambia la situation of Benjamin. It shows how misplaced priority nkanna nomination ol fangul ke nyamen, appointment ol fangul ke nyamen. Wala sabu ko Terrikafoo. Barola masa kundamu Terrikafoo lati. Hanni man fenno, imam fenno, idol fon yalon ko imam fenno, ite fon yalon ko imam fenno, hani mol men fon yelo, wol fon yalon ko imam fenno. But just play a fool, just play dumb, just play desperate for survival, just play I don't care, and say whatever you can say, being morally okay or immorally okay. Barrow will pick you and appoint you. And then Nabe appoint la as a 𝒂𝒄𝒏 deal and was a vice president of Fonte. That is what useless leaders many along they don't have any vision. That's what they do. They tend to surround themselves with people many along they will jump to any height. I have jump just to give themselves that sense of security and then guarantee that is what this kind of aimless leaders ikamenke. People, leaders many alongo, they don't know anything. Leaders many alongo, they don't have any vision. Okay, from surrounded with psychopaths. Look at the settings of Adama Barrow presidential advisors. You will understand what I am saying. You will understand clearly what I am trying to put across here. Ala political advisors, ila 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, you will understand the caliber of mannerlessness in people a man will appoint to be his political advisors. Look at this, ala cabinet 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏. We thought you found understanding, but there is no manner, there is no principle. Wala sabu ninga modol moy ka claim ko when they were dealing with money in Jammeh's era, silangole asabu, they did what they did. Binga report dollar je Jane Commission. Billahi wallahi ta'ala. Modol bi wala nyan ke dal sugil ne. Modol bi wala nyan ke day back Gambia. I saw this report and I couldn't believe what I'm seeing. You know what the person said? Ko ay transaction o do luke particular transaction ye wala tandala. Almost like $1 million. Billahi wallahi ta'ala. $1 million transaction or Ebolake. And this is just one of the transactions many are long among the multiple transactions I make Jane Commission. But this one I'm not sure Jane Commission a banta because ako ning alhaklo be modol ka modol ya for kom puri time modila Jane Commission say inen ka kullo kono inen commission adama media kanata rege. So I believe nim fota wojo yimolar. But ako I mem foje on this Jane Commission recommendation or report. Sunyaro me along kay wala kay over $1 million Gambian dollars. I wala sunyaje kabriya nyininka nyinko do yake nyadi le mune asabu yabo de yadi nyina kayti man ako asilantale wotayamo kuol benyameng asilantale kafoko hani biri kayta ko do nyim bonding hanning ay alon ko anisila manta desan we wala kafundi ko protocol, respect the law, respect the protocol, respect the law. And Ngalongo, they apologized to some of those dealings you make with Yaya Jammeh. Some of them apologized. Gambians thought, Komongo, it will be tale. But again, they are repeating the same thing. Now, you can imagine Nimasakunda Falenta, what they are going to say again. Because most of them, they have decided. Komongo, Gambia have decided in 2016. These people have decided that they are going to live like a psychopath forever. So this is the pathetic sequence me along ka benyim funding kelu kono. Just look at the path. How much are they ready to continue using that same path just to have food on the table? Just to have food on the table. Nita ko ita funding ma ita amna nung ko ita desperate enough. Menke ita bula nyimbara nya sifalla. Along ko imam alale batung imam parele ke urang ka doku ke. Think of lanjurto me along kabe nakiang jataba. Lanjurto and walanjurto ay muso sotole. Wakala family balundi nyadile. Are you more desperate than that person? Think of finkinte me along ko dinnan na babulu muso babulu wala musufla babulu. Kabesiri na nyomi. Anyana kala dimbayal balondile. Think of wofondinke. Ite amiranu itale desperate katambi wala bang. Ite ni simfulo, ini bulo ko ini nya. Think of namumune me along kabesiring, let's say, Combo South. He has so much akungokono me along Kalaftakafo, but he couldn't because of a limitation. No. I family na balundi, but in ordinary cases, niye all the funko put in constant. I said diamuno, I said no go keno, I said no teacher. But due to our limitations, I will be keno, and he will have to feed the family. It am not quite desperate. Do you need this money more than those people? And you think wala go take up? Katara ka wuliafo, katara boring na kakumaken songulfo. Wala sabu mbemon fola galae. Gala alkana sang. Moyal intimidate. Alala movementota alia protect. Adama barola masakunda aliela jikanda yalone ibe against soul state against ibe kilal kandande puruke try kala movemento nyinka infiltrate. Alal nyayele aliala movemento. I'm sure you people are very smart people. Alla movemento ala protect. Ala long ibe bonale munto mafanda ibe la state agent soul kilal kandande kal infiltrate. Puruka joko kala movement nying ibatinya la nyadile ani bal soto la nyadile. But equally Gambia dingo mobe doubt landing Gambia dingo be na dina kundalu be albe. Let's come together. Enough is enough. The same hardship members work on with the same hardship. At all the imams, the pastors albe ka will feel in your various homes. So let's come together. Nyimbanke kufang nyimbanko la kelo quality. Hanin Allah various religious books akabola preach. Corruption is corruption everywhere. And that is why in some jurisdictions, in some country, they went to an extent of executing corrupt people and then remove them entirely from the face of the planet. It told every single possibility to bring another corrupt soul into this country. May alone 99% of the DNA share, they end that possibility. Other countries. But Gambia, we don't have that system. So what we can do is to come together and then show these corrupt people. You look, more many along corrupta, more many along corrupta. Iman dajika sato. Ikuru yata, sumwalu. Sumuta no memfolo de wolo ka wuro ko mandama. Ni wuro ko mandama rek e ka sumo sotole. Usman An, you said, my brother, you've made mention of Fatoumata Tambajang and her daughter owning James lands. That's false. Fatoumata Tambajang, you Fatoumata Usman An, I'm not sure whether it is Mandika conform with Fatoumata Tambajang, you're more intelligent. Fatoumata Tambajang. Come on. Malong, whether you are hallucinating, maybe I only hope you're not smoking weed where you are, because Fatoumata Tambajang, Damam Fatoumata Tambajang, Tola from Fujang. I have never even said any son in Malong Tambajang Nejang. Maybe you are smoking weed at this point and you just hallucinated. So you just, telling me lies here. From starting to finish. Fatoumata Tambajang 2, honey, Tambajang Kondong, I've never said that here. Okay? So Mala yo jamuto, whether your account is being hacked or whatever. So but yinam kuwanyenti. Okay? Yinam kuwanyenti. Yinam kuwanyenti. You see? So sumutano momenti wala munyindi kawuro kumandama. Nyimo kurungoli itano momenti wala mo kawuro kumandima. Wala sabu bangko alimbenga na nyokang. Alimbenga na nyokang, and we speak with one voice. Adama barola masakunda. We demand for a perfect accountability on these properties. They do not belong to Barrow Kunda. They do not belong to Mankamon Kunda. Before Adama Barrow come to power, or before he came to power, Ben Alone Adama Barrow Benjamin. So he cannot come and tell us that will mala fongolati property let. Andung ati hangila enough na kaitandi nako atela bat right law wati. Alamu bat right law wati. Nala bat right law wati. Ngawolon julano. Janaka ke presidenti. We show who and how he looks. I will show you. Kabra janaka ke presidenti. You know. Alal halo benyame. So tafalanto leko kala bat right lenjenti. Janaka ke presidenti a betende. Janaka ke presidenti. This is the Adam Barrow that we know. Janaka ke presidenti. This is the Adam Barrow that we know. Janaka ke presidenti. This is the family that we know of him. This is how pathetic Alabalwo Benunyame before he became a president of the Gambia. So thanks to the Gambian people. Thanks to the Gambian people. Thanks to the Gambian people. So last I would be nabasi so timple understand. I'm okay with our time. But how long Balwo beten? This is how life is. This is how life is. Yeah, this is how life is. Okay? Yes. So, may program on you, but just to address you, Osman An. Osman An, I don't know what you are trying to prove here, but just to make it easy for you, saying if I can beat in old video so long, why not you bring that old video, share that old video, inbox that old video in UDP TV and media. And if I have said that, then I definitely had a genuine reason proof, and I will prove that one to you. Yes, no dog wadila and then Sonia Baki Bulokanol. Just go back and bring that video. Ning ayatanungo indeed kondela ngafo. Then I must have, you know, or had the genuine reason, you know, before Mbawofola. And I would have, you know, proven that one to you. Just bring that video, yeah, man. Yeah, so bari wala mukuwanyenti nka Gambia dingolu alanga ke klienti nganna banko nying nga bonding. Nimam banko bonding banko betinyala. We are dealing with a criminal syndicate. We are dealing with a criminal network. Many alonko they protect themselves to be seen. Kafunye ko itolmu mo kendo let. But definitely, let's come together nga Adam Barrow la masakunda bonding. Nga la criminal network onye nga tinya. And let's continue talking about ye mola nafulo membetinya. Yem nafulo nying mola kenol yem betala nyote me ba betala ka nyote. Alanga continue ka kuonying kacha ka kuonying fo kanyen ka. Andu moka na nyina because ngalong ke ba mol nyina de ko but moka na nyina. Mo mola kana nyina ko la. Mo mola kana nyina nyen ko la. Mo la kana nyina nyen ko la wallahi. Alanga ko no kam fo janni lu men na beto nya sodola. Yes. Ala barkabake alama tilo to diala nimmen be sudo fanan kono yes alama sudo to diala fo janding wate ko den ning ala sonta ala barkabake assalamu alaikum.